In this video, I will be creating a provisioning package using Windows Configuration Designer, and I will also use Chocolatey for the software installation. I'm starting this video from my GitHub page, and that's because there are a few bits of information here that I will be using for this video, and I will leave the URL in the description down below. And here you can see all the objectives for this video. The main one is to install the software packages that you see here using Chocolatey. Also, I will be skipping out-of-the-box experience, creating an admin account, adding admin to administrators group, skipping privacy experience, and privacy experience is the screen right here that we get after creating a user account and logging in for the first time. And also I will be disabling sleep for the monitor and the computer. And then the result will look like this. Basically, I will have two provisioning stages. One of them is performed by the provisioning package itself. Here I will be installing Chocolatey, configuring everything that I need for auto logon. That includes skipping out-of-the-box experience, skipping the privacy experience, creating user admin without a password, adding admin to administrators group, and also in the same stage I will disable sleep for the computer and the monitor. And after that I will have software installation stage that will happen after the auto logon for admin user is complete. And here I will be using Chocolatey. And first I will be waiting for network connection because we don't want to execute software installation using Chocolatey without a network connection, and then we'll be installing the software itself. And that's basically it. Now I will begin this video by downloading all the files that I will need for this provisioning package, and I will start with the Chocolatey installation executable. And for that I will click on the link that I have here that brings me to the Chocolatey GitHub page. Here I will click on the release. And in here we can download an MSI file that will install Chocolatey for us. It's very nice for software deployment when we don't have the internet connection, or if we want to deploy the Chocolatey using group policy. So I will click on Chocolatey MSI file here and the download should start. And now we need few more files from my GitHub page, so I will go there. The first file is this one, setup PS1. I will click on it. And as you can see, it's a simple PowerShell script. Basically, here we're creating a provisioning folder in the client machine. Then we're using copy command to copy all the files that we have in our provisioning package to the computer. And after that, we're setting up run once in the local machine Hive. And here we're basically preparing to execute the provisioning script that will be executed after auto logon is completed. And to download the file, I will click on the button right here. It should start downloading for us and go back to the main page. Then I will click on provisioning.ps1, and this is the second script. And as you can see, it's also a very simple PowerShell script. Basically, the first part is where we wait for the network connection, and I'm waiting for the network connection by pinging Google's DNS servers, and if they don't respond, we're waiting for 5 seconds and trying again. And this will happen until we get the response, and after we get the response, we start the software installation using Chocolatey. And as you can see here, we have the package list that will be installed during the software installation stage. Basically, here you can modify this list however you like. You can add more packages or remove a few packages from this list. The one thing that you should know about this installation process that we are using ignore checksum parameter. And that's because sometimes when software gets an update, the package needs to be also updated. And if the package maintainers are not fast enough, then the software package is unusable without this parameter. And the best practice is that you should not use this parameter, but that means that sometimes 1 or 2 packages may fail to install for you until the software package is updated. Anyways, let's download this script by clicking on the button right here. And then I will go to my downloads folder. And as you can see, we have all the necessary files for this provisioning package. And now I can start creating my provisioning package, and for that I will go to my Windows Configuration Designer. Here I will click on File, New Project. I will name the project package. Then I will click Next, Next. Here I will select all Windows Desktop editions and click Next once again, and then Finish. And here first I will be configuring everything that I need for the software installation, and that means this Chocolatey installation and setting up the provisioning script. And for that, let's go to Runtime Settings, then Provisioning Commands, Primary Context, and select Command. And the first command that I will be creating is for the Chocolatey installation. So I will name it install Chocolatey, and then I will click Add here. Then I will select the command here, and here we need to provide the command line to execute the installation and the command file. The Chocolatey installation file. And for that, I will go back to my GitHub page because here I have the installation command, as you can see here. Make sure that the executable that you have has the same name as this command. Then let's go back here. Let's provide the command line first. And then we need to provide the command file. And the file is this executable right here that I have in my downloads folder. And for that, I will click on browse, then downloads folder. And here I have the MSI file. I will double click on it. And as you can see, it appeared here. And that's everything that we need to do for this Chocolatey installation. And now I will configure the software provisioning. And for that, let's go to device context right here. First, I will select command files, then click browse here. Then I will go to my downloads folder where I have my setup PS1 and provisioning PS1. I will select both of these files and click open. And then I will click add here. And as you can see, the files appeared here. And now we need to configure the execution for our setup PS1 script. And for that, I will click on the command line here. Then I will go back to my GitHub page. And here we have the PowerShell command that I will be using. Basically, this will execute the setup PS1. And then the setup PS1 will prepare the computer for executing the provisioning PS1. So to execute the setup PS1, I will enter my command line right here. And that's basically it. And before configuring anything else, let's create the provisioning package with the settings that we currently have and see how it works, because this part is the most complicated one. So to create a provisioning package, let's go to Export, Provisioning Package. Let's click Next here, Next, Next, and Build. Now let's click on the output location right here. And here we have all the files for this package, but we mainly care only about the package.ppkg1, this one. I will right click on the file and select copy. Then I will go to my VMware workstation where I have prepared few virtual machines. And here I will move the executable to my desktop. Then I will double click on it, click yes, and yes added. And now let's explore and see what happens. So first I will open my file explorer and let's go to C. Program data folder. As you can see, the Chocolatey has been installed. We have all the executable files. So the MSI file seems to be working just fine. And also we have the provisioning folder. And here we have the provisioning PS1 script. And also let's check our registry. And for that I will go to my start menu. Here I will type regedit. I will open it, click yes here. Here we need to go to local machine, software, Microsoft, and then Windows, current version, and somewhere here there should be run once. And here we have our registry entry execute provisioning, and here we have the line that will be executed after a successful logon. And this is basically a trigger for our software provisioning. And that means that we have everything that we need for our software provisioning. And now let's see how it works. So let's trigger this registry key by signing out and signing back in. So I'll sign out and sign back in. And as you can see, our PowerShell script has been executed, and we can see that currently it's installing the Adobe Reader package. So everything seems to be fine. Now let's go back to the Windows Configuration Designer and let's continue providing the necessary information for our package. Let's now go to the OOBE right here and let's select for height OOBE true, and this will skip out of the box experience. Now let's configure everything else, and everything else will be configured in the primary context and the command. Here we need to create more commands. The first one will be to skip the privacy experience page. So I'll name the command disable privacy. Then I will click add, click on the command here, and then I will go back to the GitHub page because here we have the command that is necessary to skip the screen. And here we're creating a registry key called disable privacy experience and providing it a value of 1. And let's paste it here. Now let's create another command. This one will be for creating admin user and adding admin user to administrators group. So let's name it create admin. Then let's click add here. Click on the command here. And here we only need to provide the command line. So let's go back here and let's copy this command right here. And as you can see, this is a single line, but it has two commands. The first one is creating the user admin, and the second one is adding admin to administrators group. So let's copy the command and paste it here. And the last command is for disabling sleep. So let's click on the command once again. Let's name it disable sleep. Click add here. Click on the command here. Go back to the GitHub page, and once again you can see that we have two commands. One is for disabling sleep for the monitor, and other one is for disabling sleep for the computer. And as you can see, both commands are for when the computer is plugged into the power connection, because we don't want to disable sleep on laptop computers that are running on battery. Let's select the command and then copy it and go back to the Windows Configuration Designer and provide the value right here. And this was the last setting that we need for our provisioning package. So now let's create it and see how it works from the out-of-the-box experience stage. So to create the package, once again, let's go to Export Provisioning Package. Here I will click Next, 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 and Yes, and then Build. I will click on the output location. I will right-click the ppkg file, select copy, and I will paste it to my USB drive. Then I will go back to my VMware workstation. As you can see, here we are already finished with the software installation. We have all the software that we needed. And now let's go to this virtual machine right here that is in the out-of-the-box experience stage. And here you should know that I disabled the network connection for this virtual machine. And the main reason for that is that I want to check if my PowerShell snippet that is checking for the internet connection is working correctly. Anyways, let's connect the USB drive, and for that I will go to VM, removable devices, find my USB drive, and I will connect it to this virtual machine. And as you can see, the provisioning process has started because we connected the USB drive, and it should create a user account, disable the privacy experience, and perform all other settings. And as you can see, my provisioning package was executed successfully. Now it's waiting for the network connection so that it can start the software provisioning. And let's connect the network. So I'll go to VM, removable devices, network adapter, and I will connect the network for this virtual machine. And now let's wait a bit. And as you can see, almost instantly it started executing the software installation. So now let's wait a bit and see what's going to happen. And the software provisioning process is over. As you can see, in the end we have this message right here saying all done. We can double check by going to control panel. Let's open uninstall a program. And as you can see here, we have our software packages. We have 7-zip, adobereader, Google Chrome, LibreOffice, Mozilla Firefox, Notepad. We don't have Teams installed, but we have the Teams installer installed, and Teams installation itself will be executed during another sign-in attempt. It works similar way as our provisioning script, and also we have VLC media. We can also double check our power options, so let's go back to the control panel. Let's click here and type power, then power options, and change plan settings. As you can see, for turn off the display, we have the value for never, and put the computer to sleep, we have the value never also. And that means that everything in our provisioning package was successfully executed. And that's it for this video. In the future videos, I will show you how to add Windows updates and perform other provisioning tasks. So like and subscribe if you want to see that, and see you in the next one.